Meow and hello, the cat protector Noel Rosen here, and I wanted to share something that's kind of bothering me. And it's about race and about racism. Kind of was waiting for the dust to settle a little bit in, you know, places like Ferguson and other corners of our country here before I commented. But I'm seeing a lot of people, and I've been reading about this in news stories and hearing about it on the radio, about people that are doing this, raising their hands in support of Michael Brown. And I have to wonder, because I'm seeing even members of Congress doing it. I saw, I guess, a bunch of players from the St. Louis Rams were doing it. We've had people that have walked out of their jobs, yes, in different places across the country where these people just walked off their jobs and quit their job for a few hours or a day or something. They walked out of their job to show support for a guy that robbed a store, assaulted a store clerk that worked in that store, and then attacked a police officer with the intent to kill him. Where is the support for Officer Darren Wilson? Where is the overwhelming support for him? I'm actually seeing some people that are supporting him, and that's great, and I commend you on that. But I have to wonder, why are people supporting the bad guys? I don't get it. Despite the grand jury, which, by the way, based all of their decision on the facts rather than emotion, found that there was no just cause to indict Officer Wilson. He was just doing his job. But yet we have a lot of people that are acting on emotion. They're looting, they're destroying businesses, they're burning down buildings. And for what? It really doesn't get us anywhere. Mixed in the crowd that supports Brown and all of these lunatics in Ferguson, there were some good people that stepped in too. And they didn't see white or black. They stepped in to help. The thing that's even more disturbing, we have such racial divide in this country. We need to stop looking at ourselves as white people and black people and start seeing ourselves as the American people. Remember the Pledge of Allegiance? Part of it says, one nation under God, indivisible. You remember those words? Or how about the words of MLK and his I Had a Dream speech? Watch it. I recommend people watch it. It's unfortunate that we have a lot of this race baiting going on in this country, that we have so much racial division when we should be a united country. Burning businesses, destroying buildings, destroying property. What happened to love thy neighbor? Or helping thy neighbor? We're supposed to be doing that. That's what made our country great. And it angers me that we have all of this division. All of it. All because of race. When when you come to the brass tacks of it all, the core of it all, we all bleed the same color, red. And we all are supposed to be under one flag, red, white, and blue. But we have too many people that are instigators, that are race baiting, that are basically putting out hatred. And they've ignored the facts of this case in Ferguson. They've ignored what the grand jury decision is. So instead of doing this to show solidarity for a thug who, well, a criminal, maybe this is what we should be doing. I'm going to back up a little bit. How about, no, you can't do it. It's kind of hard to do it. In fact, I'll get up so you can see it better. How about doing this? See what I'm doing? Outstretched arms. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Maybe that's what we should be doing in support of Officer Wilson. Yes, we're supposed to be embracing our heroes, not trying to run them out of town. But we have become a nation that seems to be pretty good with rooting for the criminals. Part of it I blame the media for. I mean, they've turned a lot of these bad guys into folk heroes. We got race baiters like Sharpton. We've got, Sharpton. We've got Obama throwing his 2 cents worth in. We got Holder throwing his 2 cents in. And for what? Dividing our country and wanting to get more airtime. I also saw a video of Michael Brown's family. They didn't exactly set a great example for, the mother didn't show, produce a great example to her son. Because I saw that they were, they seem to be supporting of all of this riot. I've seen some of the members of the media come out in support of it. We shouldn't be supporting a lot of this destruction. We're destroying our nation. And for what? Where is it going to get us? It's not getting us anywhere. This is a time we need to be embracing the heroes and not the criminals. It's crazy. And I think that another problem that we have is the fact that we have more people turning away from God instead of, running towards Him. I'm not very religious, but I do have faith in God. That's who we should be looking towards right now, to give us strength, to give us hope. But we can't have any of that unless we are doing something, unless we are wanting to open ourselves up to the positives in this country. We have too many people that are trying to divide our country, yet we should be united. Because after all, it's the United States of America. Now, a lot of you hear me talk about the Constitution and all of that. That's another document that there's a lot of words in the Constitution that unite us as well. But it is disturbing that we have so many people that are rooting for the criminals right now, that are wanting to support the criminals. We shouldn't be doing it. And I know there's no easy way to solve the problem, but perhaps we should all do it to try to do it together. And the first thing, like I said, in solving the problem is stop looking at each other as black or white. Start looking at us as the American people, American citizens. You know, a lot of you know that I love cats. Boy, do I love cats. But I've seen black cats, and I've seen white cats, and I've seen multicolored cats. But you know, at the end of the day, guess what they all have in common? They're cats. We human beings need to start seeing each other the same way. And it has to start maybe right here in our own country. So yeah, I am a little bit upset because of all of this. I mean, I see so many news stories where if it's somebody who is black that gets killed and it's by a person who's white, there's all of this chaos, there's all of this protesting. But when, of course, there's a black person kills a white person, where's Sharpton? Where's Eric Holder's comments? Where's Obama's comments? Where are all of these race baiters? I mean, they're nowhere to be found. The last time I checked, God wanted us to love and not hate. There are going to be things that we don't like, and we can express ourselves, but we can do it with a bit of civility here. Because what down in Ferguson didn't even need to happen. People should have looked at the facts instead of marching on emotion. And believe me, I've been in my fair share of demonstrations, but the one thing that I've always made sure of is that I did it, that I demonstrated peacefully. Because you can do that. You don't need to destroy property to make your point. You know what you can do? Use this. Yeah, use your brains and your intelligence. I mean, words can be very powerful. So, get on the internet. And like I said, like I've said, watch Martin Luther King's, MLK's I Have a Dream speech. People have forgotten it. I think they need to rewatch it. And if you forget it, immediately watch it again. Division in our country only accomplishes one thing. It makes us a weaker country. And instead of walking away from God, we need to walk towards God. But yeah, I think that there is too much division in this country right now. I'm not asking people to love everything and love, I think hate's not working. Hate doesn't work. It never does. But, I mean, people can have a strong dislike. They can fight for what they believe in. But all of this stuff that's happening, it's no good for our country. We need to be united in this country rather than divided. It's the only way our country ever really worked, is when we united for the same cause. But I think that right now, if you take one subject, we need to support Officer Wilson. I mean, this is a guy that really is a hero, considering he quit his job to save us, what I believe, to save a city. And it's unfortunate that city that he worked to save and that he worked to serve tried to run him out on a rail. Officer Wilson was just doing his job, and we need to respect that. And also, I want to make one final point. I've gotten to know a lot of police officers through the years, and a lot of them are good people. And the only thing they want to do is serve their community, and that's why they become police officers. There's bad apples in every industry. There's bad people in every industry. But I've gotten along with police officers. I've known police officers. Some police officers I've encountered that weren't so friendly. But they have a job to do. I'm a small business owner. I've got a job to do. I serve my customers. And I think in a way that's what police officers are trying to do. Most of them are good, decent, hard-working people. But absolutely, if there's a cause you believe in, you should let your voice be heard. But I am not going to make the police an enemy here. I think that's the wrong way to, that's the wrong thing to do. I've gotten a lot further in life and events that I wanted to do when I've gotten, help from the police. But this whole thing, it's too chaotic. Let's start working together, America. We need to become strong again, and the only way we're going to become strong is we move towards God instead of walking away from Him, and we start understanding each other. A lot of times you hear me talk about the Constitution, and believe it or not, I lean right on a lot of things. The thing that I like seeing, I remember in America, I remember growing up in a country that I didn't look at the color of my friend's skin in order to declare him a friend. I got to know him. I didn't even see color. I think that's the trouble. We have too many people that look at color, and some of that's changing, and some people, they don't look at color either, and that's good. But like I said earlier, we got to stop looking at ourselves as black or white or red or purple or orange. Let's start looking at each other as Americans. That's the thing that really does unite us. Thanks for watching.